What's going on YouTube? It's Giga here, bringing you some more Series 8 Wi-Fi battles with live commentary. Continuing our trend of working through the restricteds, we are using Zamazenta today. This is a team that was built by Alexis Hernandez, and I'm really excited to try it out. I think it does some really cool stuff, and I think it really utilizes Zamazenta in a way that I think works really well. It also does have Thunderous, but one thing that's really interesting is this Thunderous has Electroweb. This team does feature a lot of speed support, as you can see with both Genies. You have Thunderous having that Electroweb support, as well as Tornadus offering Prankster Tailwind, which can be huge. And that Mental Herb also pretty much means you're guaranteed to get it off. You have Venusaur without Torkoal, which I think is really interesting, but given the prevalence of Sun in this format, I don't think that that's too much of a problem. You also do have Entei providing really good support, with Life Orb and being able to get a lot of good burns off with Sacred Fire. And finally, that Spectrier with doing just what it does pretty well. It offers really great support options with things like Snarl and Taunt and Will-O-Wisp, but it can also pack a really big punch. So I'm really excited to see what this team can do and utilize the less the less preferred, if you would say, of the two box legendaries from Sword and Shield. So with that being said, I'll make sure to include the description in the comments, and let's just hop into the first game. All right, first battle of the day, and it is a Dialga team. So we have Landorus, Grimmsnarl, that Glastrier, Rotom, Thunderous on my opponent's team, and Dialga as well. So I'm trying to think what... I like Entei for sure. I think Entei Tornadus, I think, is really big. Being able to just do a lot of damage. What I think Entei Tornadus lead with Thunderous Zamazenta in the back, right? Let me check. Check summary. This will get me close combat. I mean, yeah, coaching is nice because it can help a lot of things out. I think that Tailwind is really big, and Entei just offers a lot of really good options, and I think Entei maxing is the big thing here, because yeah, it hits into their team really well. I am worried a little bit about them getting screen support, but I don't think that that's too big of an issue. Venusaur Spectrier doesn't really do much, and I think yeah, Venusaur suffers from the same problem. So let's do this. I mean, Venusaur actually would have been tempting for the fact that you can get Sleep Powder off, and I have Tailwind support. So I think there actually was an argument to be made for Venusaur, because it can get Sleep Powders. Okay, so they're doing Glastrier and what's it called? And Dialga. I am tempted just to Sacred Fire. I think Sacred Fire into Glastrier and Tailwind. Tailwind's... Oh, they're probably going for Trick Room. So I'm going to taunt Dialga. That's probably what they're going for. Or, let's see what they max. If they max Glastrier, it probably is Trick Room Dialga. And it looks like they are... Oh, they're... Okay, so they're maxing Dialga, which isn't ideal, but their team is so slow that I don't think it's necessarily a problem if I wasted, quote-unquote, wasted a turn. Oh, wow. That's a big deal. Okay, so Glastrier has Protect. Okay, that's tricky. Yeah, most Glastrier don't. That might be game. Where is this going? This is going into Entei. Entei does live. So I do have the option of maxing something else. I think go for Sacred Fire again. I could go into Dialga for the burn. This is tricky. I'm going to go into Dialga for the burn. And then if I expect the Wormwind again, I can switch out into Thunderous, but I feel like I can't risk Thunderous taking like an ice move from Glastrier. So I'm just gonna Icy Wind. I know it doesn't really do much. They're going to bring out, what are they bringing out? They're bringing out their own Thunderous, which is about to eat an Icy Wind. I mean, it's good damage and they can't max, but that does trigger a Defiant boost, which isn't good. Yep, there's a Defiant boost. Oh, that's bad. But it is slow. Sacred Fire into Dialga doesn't do much. Entei goes down, and let's see what this... Okay, so you're going to Rockfall into me. Yeah, this is tricky because I'm essentially forced to hit into their Thunderous at this point. I have to hit into their Thunderous and knock it out because it has a Defiant boost. Yeah, this is just a bad matchup. There's not much to say about this. Yeah, that Protect, I think, really played a big role. Not even then. I think my opponent just really outplayed me, and there's no good way for me to recover. Now I'm kind of just playing catch up. Yeah, I have to Max Lightning here, and do I think my opponent has weakness policy? That's the question. This is tricky. I'm going to close combat the Dialga. I think this is probably not the right play because this Zamazenta doesn't have a lot of attack investment, and I'm potentially just giving Dialga free weakness policy, but it is ending its... Oh, this is actually bad because that Dialga does carry max Rockfall. So triggering this policy can be huge. No policy, which is good to know. If Lightning knocks out Thunderous... Okay, so now what's going to happen is they're going to... Yeah, crit. I think the crits mattered because, yeah, there was 2 of them, so it probably did matter in the end. Which is a little bit... It's always a little bit unfortunate, but that is what it is. Now I have to eat a Rockfall. Oh, they're going to Wormwind. Wow. They're going to trigger Defiant. That's wild. That does lower my Zamazenta's attack, though. Which means that Zamazenta can, at this point, not one-shot their Dialga. So what, now... what do they bring in now? If Grimmsnarl is in the back, that's a little bit tricky. Okay, so they are bringing back Glastrier. I think... What is the play here? Dialga's not really a threat. I'm tempted just to... Lightning the Glastrier and coaching the Thunderous. That's so risky, though. Yeah, let's do that. We're going to Thunderous. Yep, we're getting boosts. So now this is a +2 electric terrain boosted max lightning. That wasn't supposed to happen. That wasn't supposed to happen at all. Oh wow. That's bad. Yikes. Well, I think, that should be game. I can Behemoth Bash Glastrier. I have to take an attack from Dialga. I mean, let's see. If I am at -1 attack with Zamazenta, Behemoth Bash. If this doesn't knock out Glastrier, like, I don't know what to say. It does. I know that Dialga will live another hit from me. Earth Power does, let's see, 197 down to 61. So I have to knock out Dialga next turn, and they have Landorus in the back. Yeah, there's no chance, because Landorus is going to. I mean, it's going to lose the speed tie, but it doesn't actually matter because I don't have the damage. I could wide guard. I could wide guard expecting Landorus to go for Earthquake, but they're probably telepathy Dialga. Yeah, let's see if they're telepathy. If they're not, yep, yeah, they are. Which, I mean, is expected. That's frustrating. I think playing turn 1 could have really made a big difference. Glastrier living was huge. I know Glastrier is really bulky, but this was a +2 Thunderous in electric terrain hitting. And I know this isn't max attack. Yeah, let's see. Standard Landorus, yep. With Life Orb, then we have Prankster Grimmsnarl, not what I'm interested in. Wow, max HP, or not even max HP, but like almost full HP with a little speed. And it looks, yeah. Outrage. Wow. Interesting. And they had the policy on Glastrier. Rotom, fine. They have a really interesting set on their Thunderous, which is cool, but like not something you see every day, which I like to see. Yeah, that's very cool. And then finally, their Dialga is telepathy, makes sense. Okay, so they're AV. Power Gem, Roar of Time, very cool. Yeah, I think that turn 1 was just a little bit dicey, and I think as a result, it put me really behind in playing a lot of catch up, and I think, yeah, Tornadus definitely wasn't the right, a good option. I think I thought I needed Tailwind way more than I did, and this team is so slow that it didn't matter. And honestly, Venusaur, even without the sun, would have been better, because I could have safely just started sleep powdering things, and they don't have a good answer for that. Like, if Dialga had gone to sleep and you lose your max right off the bat, that's huge. But you live and you learn. I didn't really get much time to practice with this team ahead of time, so I'm learning on the fly, and hopefully we can apply these lessons in the next game. All right, battle number 2, and it is a Palkia team. Very interesting. It is Palkia with Landorus. We have a Ferrothorn, Rotom Heat, Regieleki, and Grimmsnarl. So Entei is a must because of Ferrothorn. So the question now is, what do we do with the rest? I do like Venusaur. Yeah, I don't think speed is necessarily as necessary. I think Venusaur Thunderous is very tempting as a lead. Right? I do like that. What am I... Yeah, I think Venusaur Thunderous covers each other really well with Zamazenta and Entei. Spectrier, not really doing much, and I think... I mean, the speed control is important because of Aleki, but I have it with Thunderous. Because, yeah, my Thunderous also has... has the Electro Web, and I think the fact that Venusaur has Earth Power on it is also really good, because like that's its attack move. The tricky part is I want to max both Venusaur and Thunderous. Okay, so they're leading Grimmsnarl Rotom, which Rotom I expect to go for an Earth Power into Venusaur. So what I'm tempted to do is I'm going to protect, because they could max. They could, that would actually, max Airstream the Grimmsnarl. Yeah, I think max Airstream the Grimmsnarl. What I'm hoping for is them maxing Rotom. If they max Rotom and they max Heat into Venusaur, that lets me get the Chlorophyll boost, and then I should be able to start putting things to sleep. I do need to avoid using that max Lightning, unfortunately, due to the fact that that will negate the Sleep Powder of Venusaur. So this is a little bit of a tug of war between the two. Yeah, I think there was an argument to be made to not max Thundurus turn 1. Because yeah, if they nasty plot with Rotom, this could be a little bit of a tricky situation. But I think they expected me to max Venusaur. So that Rotom is very slow, which is good to know. Grimmsnarl takes over half as a result of the fact that there is no Reflect Up. So that's nice. So what? Over nasty plot. Yep, makes sense. Nope. I think swap out to Entei, and then I think get the speed boost onto Entei, expecting now for the Rotom to max. So I actually probably should have Sleep Powdered turn 1. I think the nasty plot in hindsight was very obvious. And the electric terrain doesn't matter because Rotom doesn't touch the ground. So yeah, this is definitely some misplays on the leads, but let's see. I think Entei is in a good position. There is no electric terrain from the Rotom, but yeah, we do see the Rotom max, and I think also preserving Venusaur as a late game option against Palkia is important, because I think when Entei versus Palkia, Entei is more important. It is a little bit tricky against Rotom, but I think it is still doable. Yeah, Grimmsnarl gets off the Reflect. I think especially because Zamazenta has coaching, which can play a vital role. So we are going to see Grimmsnarl go down to a second Airstream, which is really good. It does guarantee speed control, and what we're going to see probably a max Flare. Oh, max Lightning. Max Lightning is actually a lot smarter, because that way it will get the electric terrain set, but at the same time now I have electric terrain, and I can go for something like a Stone Edge with Entei, and I think that can do some serious damage to Rotom. So okay, so they're gonna bring up Palkia now, and I think shiny Palkia, cool. I think what makes sense is Stone Edge into the Rotom, and this one's special, and max Lightning into Palkia, because it's just about getting a good amount of damage out. The big fear though is if they do have Ferrothorn in the back. What is nice though is, Venusaur has Earth Power, so I can still get some damage into it, and it can't really do much to me. Spectrier would have actually been perfect strictly to handle that, but that's fine. Palkia protects. Okay. So we are going to be able to at least hit through their protect for any amount of chip we can. Oh, wow. I was going to say any amount of chip we can get, but okay, cool. Stone Edge is over half. It is a crit, but that is still, we'll take it. And then we're going to see another max Lightning into Thundurus again. Thundurus hangs on. Thundurus, my max does end, which means that going for a Wild Charge will knock me out, but I think still try and get rid of this Rotom. Superpower does more. No. because of stab. Yeah, Wild Charge, Sacrifice Thunderous. Lets me bring out Zamazenta, which I think is important. So the Rotom, yeah, as long as I hit the Stone Edge onto Rotom, I feel really good. The risk though is getting 2-for-1, and then, or not 2-for-1, getting 2-0'd, and being in this really awkward position then of coming back. So as long as, oh, Smart Max Guard. Yeah, I mean, that was actually really obvious. So, yep, I'm going to go down to this, and then Palkia can freely just one-shot my Entei with probably Roar of Time. I mean, not Roar of Time, with Spatial Rend. Earth Power. I mean, that works too. Earth Power, 172. Yep, go down. This is... Okay, Palkia has a Life Orb. Good to know. Zamazenta and Venusaur. This is tricky, because Venusaur is faster than their Rotom, but that Rotom is at +2. I think, Rotom is going to want to... Do I go for a Sleep Powder? I don't really want to close combat. I feel like, yeah, I have to close combat into Palkia and then Sleep Powder into Rotom. Yeah, because with Electric Terrain, it matters if you're touching the ground. So I should still be able to put it to sleep, and putting it to sleep will let me work with what I have, essentially. Yeah, not a good day for Zamazenta, but at least it's against some cooler restricted. So okay, so they're gonna switch out. Ooh, they're gonna bring out Landorus, which is really not fun because that's gonna lower my attack, and close combat's not very effective. They are gonna fail the double protect, which is a big deal. We are able to connect with close combat, which, I mean, it's not gonna do much. But I really can't touch that Landorus. Sleep Powder. Oh, Safety Goggles Rotom. Very smart. I think Wide Guard Protect. No, I think I have to close combat the Rotom. Yeah, this is bad because my HP is really low. Frenzy Plant the Landorus? Yeah, I think this is really an aggressive play. Oh, and it doesn't even knock out the Rotom. Yeah. Those screens are huge. I think, yeah, this was such an easy... Yeah, I should have done it the other way, of putting it to sleep first with Sleep Powder, and then yeah, I should have Sleep Powdered and Wide Guarded to not take the damage. I don't think it actually matters though, because Rotom is at +2, but yeah, it's pretty much over at this point. Tough luck. It happens. Like I said, this is me still learning, and you can't win them all. I think, yeah, I made some questionable decisions, and I think just letting things snowball very quickly and not responding as best as possible kind of screwed me over. But I'm staying optimistic, and we're gonna keep pressing on. Let's just check their team. I'm curious. Palkia, fairly straightforward. Yep, Hydro Pump, Spatial Rend, Earth Power, Protect, makes sense. Landorus, yep, Ferrothorn. Yeah, this Rotom was very bulky. Had a ton, yep, a lot of HP investment. Oh, they didn't even have Grimmsnarl. Yeah, they did have Grimmsnarl. Yeah, very cool. I think, yeah, playing the first turn better would have put me in a much better position, and maybe it didn't make, maybe Entei actually made a lot. No, because the Venusaur made them go for Light Screen turn 1, And I think obviously Entei Thunderous, they would have gone for Reflect, which I mean I could have maybe turned around, but I don't think so. But yeah, it's important just to don't let losses get you down and keep pushing forward. All right, battle number 3, and once again, it is a very similar Dialga team. So we're seeing Dialga Glastrier with Clefairy, Thundurus, Urshifu, and Incineroar. So right off the bat, what am I thinking? Yeah, I mean that Protect was a big deal last time. I could do Zamazenta Entei. Max Entei? No, because the fear is Incin. Yeah, then you can just bring it Incin. But even then, there is coaching. So I think. Yeah, they don't have a lot of speed outside of Thundurus. And Thundurus shouldn't be super horrible. So I think these two. What are the speeds between 179? Glastrier or Spectrier is faster. I think Spectrier is tempting because of Will-O-Wisp. And then probably do I want to do Thundurus? Venusaur can put things to sleep, but Thundurus, yeah, I think Thundurus's damage output just isn't what I would like it to be. So I'm going to go with Venusaur over it. I think it's interesting. I think the fact that we do, though, outspeed Thundurus is really big, but it is a little bit tricky because maxing Entei feels like the right play, but I think it's also questionable. So they're gonna lead Clefairy Dialga. What if Clefairy goes for Follow Me, and then I coaching boost it? I'm going to Behemoth Bash Clefairy and Sacred Fire into Dialga. I think this is the best play because I don't... Okay, yeah. Imagine if I had gone for coaching. I should be able to hopefully knock it out with... Oh, because this is going to let them set up Trick Room. Yeah. So... Unless I knock it out with Behemoth Bash, and even then it doesn't matter. Nope, don't. But I should get it with a Sacred Fire as long as it hits. Okay, so Entei goes first, which is good to know. Yep. Able to take it out, but this does let them get off a Trick Room. Yeah, there's no way they don't go for Trick Room, right? Yep, there it is. I think this is still fine. Because, I mean, yeah, I did... Spectrier is fast, but the rest of the team is slow. And, oh, there's your max. Spectrier has a Sash. I think... Yeah, I don't know which one of these is going to max. That's the thing, because if I max... I could max Entei, and then they just go for max Quake. What do I have in the back? I have Venusaur. I'm going to Sacred Fire. I think if I can get rid of Glastrier, having Venusaur come in to max isn't actually the worst. I might have to play it a little bit slow and potentially... Yeah, if I can get a Sacred Fire boost... Oh, that's bad. That was a very good read into Entei. That was a very good read. Yikes. What? Sack Spectrier to Will-O-Wisp? Yeah, I could sack to trigger Will-O-Wisp. But I'm still just doubling up into... No, I think I need to also focus on Dialga, and I think maxing Venusaur might help me. So I do have Behemoth Bash, which is good. The problem is Vine Lash. I could Sleep Powder turn 1. No, because I'm going to Vine Lash into Dialga. I think that's a bad play. I think you max Spectre, or not Spectre, you max... Oh, they're not going to max. I mean, then hopefully I can survive... Hopefully I can survive a hit from their Glastrier now. Which, I mean, I'm guessing it's going for Icicle Crash. Or Venusaur is just slower than whatever they're maxing. Yeah. So Icicle Crash into Venusaur. Venusaur takes it not as well as I would like. They do they do have to recharge because it's Roar of Time. It is, I mean, it's not that much damage, but it is chip. And let's see how much Behemoth Bash does. Let's see. Behemoth Bash hopefully can knock out Glastrier. Glastrier is going to take a sizable chunk. So I think... Okay, so they can't live another one unless they max. So what I think the play then is to close combat into Dialga and max guard. How many turns of Trick Room are left? 2 turns of Trick Room. I think max guard Venusaur. Because now they're forced... Yeah, they're forced to max their Glastrier if they want it to live another hit. And they are maxing... Oh, they're maxing Dialga. Okay, so... Let's see what... Depending on what this Dialga knows, it could be a problem. What is nice, though, is that Zamazenta is moving last. And if I proc a weakness policy, I can respond. Okay, so you're going to high horsepower into Zamazenta. 197 down to 111, which is a good amount of damage. You're going to double up. Okay, so that was a horrible waste of a max guard. But their Glastrier should go down. I feel like... Oh, what? I thought that was going to take it out. I don't know why I thought it did more. Spectrier comes out. Yeah, this is my last turn of max. And they can safely knock out Venusaur with Glastrier. What, I snarl and go for a double protect. That's what I have to do. I have to get a double here to have Venusaur live. And I don't get it. Yeah, because you're going to Icicle Crash, you're going to knock out Venusaur. You're going to safely be able to hit into Spectrier with some sort of something that's going to bring me down to my Sash. I'm going to get a Snarl off, and then what? I'm going to... Max Wormwind, perfect. Yep, down to Sash. Snarl is going to do nothing. Trick Room's going to end, but that also is meaningless because they probably have Urshifu in the back. So Urshifu should be able to just kind of come out and finish this game. Wow. Good damage. Good damage with Spectrier. Should have brought that a little bit earlier. And then... Yeah. They're going to bring out Urshifu. Urshifu's going to hit through my Protect. I mean, what? I can... Yeah. Unless they don't have Urshifu, but it doesn't matter because I only have a single target attack and they're just going to be able to take me out. And yep, there's Urshifu. I can be a little bit cheeky and go for a Will-O-Wisp just for fun. But, I mean, they can just Wicked Blow. That's a pain. It is always disheartening to go 0-3 and they went for Wicked Blow. They didn't even chance it, which I think is very smart on their end, especially if they're most likely sashed. To just finish me off that way. I want to play one more. I hope we can pull out at least one win with this team. Because it always is, like I said, disheartening to just go an entire video without winning one. And I think this is a really cool team with a lot of thought that went into it. And I really am hoping to show it off and hopefully play better. So let's do one more and try and make up for how these last three have went. All right, battle number 4. And it's a really interesting one. It is Archeops, Zygarde, Heliolisk, Charizard with a Piloswine and a Regirock. Venusaur, I am a huge fan of Venusaur right off the bat. I think the fact that it can hit Piloswine and Regirock and Zygarde and get Chip is really huge. So I think Venusaur in the back for sure. It is going to be my Dynamax option, which is a little bit tricky. I like, Entei Thundurus? Do I want to do Entei Thundurus? This team, Entei's tricky. I like it. I could do Spectrier. I'm going to do Entei Thundurus, Zamazenta, Venusaur. Nope, not Spectrier. Right? I do like Venusaur in the back as a late game max option. Entei is good against Charizard. It can get the burn onto their Zygarde. And then I think Thundurus just is in a really good position overall. So I think between Entei and Venusaur, most of their team is going to take fairly strong damage. The issue then is dealing with... Zygarde also has to worry because it mainly goes for Land's Wrath and... what's it called? And Zamazenta is able to stop that with Wide Guard. The tricky thing, though, is I can't clearly one-shot it. I can put it to sleep and burn it. Yeah, this is going to be a lot of trying to manipulate a lot of different things. And, okay, so they're going to lead with Piloswine and Archeops. I expect Archeops to max. Sacred Fire, Piloswine. What? I'm guessing it's Weakness Policy Archeops? Probably. I could Electro Web it to lower its speed. I know Archeops is fast. Is there a better way to play this? I could Sacred Fire the Archeops. No, I think I'm going to Sacred Fire the Piloswine and Wild Charge the Archeops just to try and get as much damage as possible. But, oh, they're not... Oh, okay, so Thundurus is faster. Archeops goes down to a Sash. Interesting. And now its attack has been drastically lowered because of its ability. Oh, Tailwind. Missed the Sacred Fire. That's a really big deal. That's actually really unfortunate. I could Airstream, but I think that's pointless. It does trigger a Defiant boost. I think, yeah, I still have to go for the Sacred Fire and probably another Wild Charge onto Archeops. I don't know what else Archeops can do. Yeah, I'm going to Wild Charge. I'll lose an HP. Oh, and wow, Endeavor. Very smart. Imagine if I had gone for something else. That's fine. I think Thundurus did what I needed it to do, and Venusaur should be in a really good position. I still am faster, and I connect with Sacred Fire. Oh, that's so unfortunate because it would have, with the burn, Piloswine would have gone down this turn, but instead it does get another Icy Wind off. But wow, this thing is slow. Piloswine is so slow. Entei's speed falling. I don't necessarily know if I want to bring out Venusaur quite yet. I'm gonna do it. I think because the fear is they don't bring out Zygarde yet. But then I can just sleep powder whatever they do bring out. Okay, so they are going to bring out Zygarde. And I expect them to max it. So the question is, do I want to burn Zygarde or do I want to try and put it to sleep? I'm going to Stomping Tantrum into Piloswine. And then I'm going to try and sleep powder the Zygarde. I think getting it to sleep... If I can get it to sleep now, I think that that's better. The thing is, it is going to be faster than my Venusaur. So I think the plan is to get it to sleep, to force it to be locked in, stall out their Tailwind, and then get up a Vine Lash to try and get a good amount of residual damage and just try and put as much pressure onto it as possible. The risk, though, is obviously I will most likely trigger Power Construct. Oh, and it's Dragon Dance. Sleep Powder connects, which is really big. That's a really big deal. And now Light Screen. Let's get rid of Piloswine. Let's see what their last is. What's nice is I do have some turns to work with, and I think I can safely double up into that slot. Oh, ooh, Charizard. Max. Rockfall. I could actually. I'm gonna Stone Edge Charizard, Max Guard Venusaur, because I'm gonna expect that they are going to. I'm expecting them to Wildfire into Venusaur. Because now, yeah, it's tricky, because now we're also playing the mind game of when is Zygarde going to wake up. And depending on when that is really bad. Because now it does have a Dragon Dance under its belt, which means it is faster. So I'm going to need the burn, but I do have coaching with Zamazenta. So I can theoretically match all of the defense boosts based on the attack boost. Max Guard, oh wow, no Wildfire. Very interesting. Let's see if Stone Edge connects. Stone Edge does. Charizard takes a little nap. We're great. Interesting that Charizard moved before... or no, it didn't move before. So let's just Sacred Fire into Zygarde and Vine Lash into it. Because now the Zygarde's going to max. And it is obviously like their main choice. So the question then becomes, can I get a burn onto it while it is still... can I get a burn, or is it going to knock out Entei first? They are going to max it while it's asleep. Which I think is an interesting decision. I think it has merit, though. Because it means it's going to take less from Vine Lash. And it puts you in a better position to trigger that Power Construct. But this also means that you can't Dragon Dance for several turns. And you're still asleep. So I can start getting some damage onto you. I'm going to get the Vine Lash. Vine Lash is... Wow, not doing anything because of that light screen. Which isn't the worst thing in the world. Sacred Fire also doing very little, but it is chipping away. The problem is it's also chipping away at Entei. Honestly, I think just trying to get as much damage as possible. I'm going to still Sacred Fire in the rare event they choose not to hit into my Entei if they wake up. So, cool. So this is nice. More sleep, but we are probably going to put them into... Yeah, they're in Power Construct range, but there's honestly nothing I can really do about that. And, yeah, we still are chipping away at their life. And at this point, it is in a really good position where they're about to get a ton of HP, but this is they can only single target, and they're most likely going to take out Entei. But yikes, so much HP because it was just under half. And Venusaur, yeah, Venusaur's out of max turns, which is a pity. I was so hoping that. I think, yeah, rinse and repeat, Sacred Fire. I have to Frenzy Plant. Let's go for the lowered special defense. Zygarde's going to wake up. You are going to, yep, Max Quake into Entei. Yep, Entei goes down. Entei's going to go down, and then I can... yeah, your special defense is going to go higher, which is never fun. But this is their last turn of max. Earth Power is doing a lot, doing the Lord's work right now. Their light screen does wear off, which is great. I can bring in Zamazenta. I thought this was their last turn of max. I guess I was wrong. I do have +1 defense, which is nice. I think... Oh, it is. I expect a Land's Wrath. Most of Zygarde's moves are spread, so I'm going to Wide Guard and then attempt to Sleep Powder it again. I think, yeah, because if they go for Land's Wrath, they have to do that. I expect them to have Iron Tail, though. They could, yeah, they could do that. Let's see. Yep, they are going to 1,000 Arrows, which means that I can hopefully connect and put it to sleep. Yep, Sleep Powder connects. There's one turn of Vine Lash left, so I feel like I should be able to safely hit it with a Behemoth Bash. Yeah, and it's so low at this point. A Behemoth Bash along with... I don't want to risk Frenzy Plant missing. So I'm just going to go for an Earth Power. I think... Yeah, wow, Zamazenta's faster than +1. Zamazenta's so fast. This should finish it off. Or not. But let's see. It's fast asleep. And then Earth Power. Earth Power hopefully can do the job. Yeah. So Zygarde goes down, which is cool. I'm glad we were able to pull out a win with this team in the end, because it definitely was a little bit tricky. And like I said, this team does a lot of really cool things, and it would have been a shame to not be able to show them off. And I really like the fact that Zamazenta actually did something. I feel like you see, like yesterday, our restricted didn't really do much, but here it was working really well with the rest of the team and kind of helped pull through. So glad that got done. The plan going forward is to finish the restricteds and then take some time to show off some other teams. Like I want to show off my team from Players Cup 4 that also topped at the most recent Nimbasa City Spring Open, and then show off some other teams that I had made as well. So hopefully we can get a really cool Rayquaza team that I want to try out tomorrow and then go from there. So I hope all of you are great, and I'll see you next time.